If you grew up in Idaho, you've probably heard of MOSS, the McCall Outdoor Science School, located at the University of Idaho's McCall Field campus. It's a place where students, teachers, and researchers come to learn in nature. We talked to the director of the campus about their impact programs and what's next for this one-of-a-kind outdoor campus.
Dr. Idle, it is so great to have you here, especially to talk about this topic. I'm really excited. I've been interested in this for a long time. Okay, University of Idaho's McCall Field campus, which for those who do not know, it's actually the home to a range of education and research programs, including the McCall Outdoor Science School. So tell us a little bit more about the field campus and in particular the role that it plays in advancing education and research.
Yeah, thank you. So the University of Idaho has actually been home to outdoor learning since the late 1930s. It was the forestry summer camp of the University of Idaho's College of Forestry. And for many, many years, undergrads would come and they would learn how to be foresters all summer long. And in the late 1990s, a woman named Claire Blake, a graduate of the University of Idaho, class in 1946, had this vision that children in the state of Idaho needed access to outdoor learning. Now we do year-round programs, school-based programs from September through May, summer day camp programs, summer bridge programs for high school students, and then we have a one-year Master of Natural Resources program for graduate students.
What kinds of experiences do participants actually have, though, and why is this approach so effective?
Yeah, so all of our programs center around three big goals: scientific literacy, sense of place, and community skills. So with scientific literacy, we mean understanding how science is a process, and really importantly, that we all have the ability to do science. We talk about our inborn science tools, our senses. Sense of place means just understanding how you're connected to the land and the water and your community. And then community skills, what does it mean to be an effective communicator or a collaborator? And then when students are in the programs, there's several things that are really important. First of all, that they're student-centered and curiosity-driven. When students are outside, we're able to connect learning to things that they've experienced, maybe with their families, or maybe they've gone fishing or hunting. And so everything that we're learning is kind of connected to things that they know and are important to them. And then it's curiosity driven. So like students have, they have questions. They're curious, right? They want to know about the world. And so we really make space for students to lead with those wonders and notices. In the outdoors, there's a lot of things that are like concepts that maybe in the classroom feel really abstract, like the water cycle or a watershed. But when you're outside standing next to a lake, it just becomes so much easier to understand for students.
Yeah, you can see some of these advanced concepts in application, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's tangible.
Yes.
It's one thing when you talk about it, when you actually see it, then you're like, oh,
yep.
Now it makes sense.
Yep.
That is so brilliant. What kind of outcomes have you seen through this program?
So it's really interesting. So we're a science school, but students find themselves successful as students, and they're more motivated to feel connected to learning in general. So not just science learning, but just they see themselves as successful students, and I think that's really interesting.
That's an amazing thing to be able to apply to, like you said, other areas of education as well. So not only instilling a love of science and maybe a greater understanding, but also that confidence in knowing that they are good students and they're learning skills that they can apply in education elsewhere.
Yep.
That's also brilliant.
Yes.
I love MOSS. This is great. Okay, so as a part of all this though too, I mean, there's research, there's projects focused on collaboration, including works with tribes and cultivating relationships in this program as well. So tell us a little bit more about the multitude of all these partnerships.
The Cultivating Relationships project is actually a collaboration between the university and 4 tribal nations. And so these tribes are all leading teacher professional development in their own community, led by the tribe, connected to their natural resources department or language and culture departments, leading the kind of learning that they would want their young people to be having in the classroom. And then the University of Idaho, we're supporting through like online learning modules. It's really cool to see how they're bridging this sort of land-based outdoor learning and then bringing it into the classroom.
I want to know more about the impacts that you've actually seen through this program and the hope that it gives you for the future of outdoor education. So
the researchers asked, like, well, what are some of the experiences that you've had that led you to be in the place where you are, And there are a few common themes that were really interesting. So it was experiences in the outdoors with adults who showed concern for those young people and concern for the place where they live. And those are the kind of experiences that students have in the Moss program. We would just love to see every student in the state of Idaho have access to this kind of learning.
As a parent, I desire that as well. It just sounds absolutely brilliant, and what a wonderful opportunity for students in our great state. So where can people go so they can learn more about the McCall Outdoor Science School?
Yeah, the best place to go is our website, www.uidaho.edu/Moss.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.